Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Smart Money Mo, and in today's video we're going to be going over the easy 3-step strategy which I've compiled for you guys, and you're going to be able to use it by the end of this video. I also use this strategy to take a 1 to 50 risk to reward trade on USDJPY, and this trade was sent to the team and they were able to profit off it. So make sure you check out the team, the mentorship down below. Also, I made a post about this on my Instagram, so please check out the Instagram and show some support there. But without further ado, let's jump right into this video and begin with how you can implement this 3-step strategy into your daily trading. Alright guys, here we are. We're going to go through each and every one of these steps, right? We've got 3 steps here, and remember that in these 3 steps, each individual step has its own video, right? So it's got its own full video on my channel, and I'll leave the link for all of those in the bio. And this video, the main aim of it is going to be understanding how to compile those 3 videos and give yourself a trading plan, right, which can hopefully lead to long-term profitability and consistency by using this trading plan, right? And so if we begin with step 1, it's first of all finding your higher time frame POI, so your higher time frame OB, right, your valid OB. And if you're asking what makes a valid OB, right, a valid order block, it's it having high volume, and I've made a full video on this, right? It's my most famous video on this channel. Second is you want it to have a break of structure, and your third thing is it's not mitigated, right? Price hasn't tapped back into it. I advise you to also watch my order block video in the description down below. Now, you find your valid higher time frame POI, and then you look for the extra confluences to your trade in the forms of imbalance, Fibonacci, equal highs, equal lows, right? And I made a full video on the confluence guide, right? So make sure you check that out. So higher time frame POI and add all the confluence necessary. Now you're gonna find all the confluences whilst remaining on the time frame, you know, the higher time frames, or even the 1 hour, 30 minute, 15 minute. But we haven't taken any trades yet. We haven't entered anything, and we're still waiting for our entry. All right, we're not gonna enter off the 1 or anything like that, because that moves us on to step 2. Step 2 is getting your lower time frame confirmation, right? So let's say we're taking a bullish trade. If previously we were seeing bearish market structure and we tapped into our zone, we want to see price breaking through that previous lower high on the lower time frame. Remember, on the lower time frame, acting as our change of character, and then we enter from a zone again. Or we can wait for a Wyckoff accumulation to play out, and that will be our lower time frame confirmation. And after you do that, then you can get your entry from the lower time frame confirmation, right? And I've made a full video on lower time frame confirmation zones on my YouTube channel, so check that out as well. Step number 3, manage the trade, taking partials and setting your stop loss to break even. Again, I cannot stress the importance of taking partials and setting your stop loss to break even, because not only will this guarantee you some profits, it will also help you psychologically as a trader, because we all know emotions is one of the biggest parts of trading. And if you're not managing your trade in a systematic or mechanical way, then you're more likely to not secure all the profits you can, or risk make mistakes while managing your risk, so on and so forth, right? So you're going to set your stop loss to break even, and you're going to make sure you're setting those take partials for you to take out at 25, 50 and 75%. But yeah, that is step 3, and again, I've got a full video in the link in the bio, right? Now, we've gone through all 3 of these steps. Now we're going to combine it on USDJPY, where I took that beautiful 1 to 50 risk to reward trade, and I'll see you guys on the real life charts. Alright everybody, here I am on USDJPY, and we're going to begin with my 15-minute zone, and I'm going to talk about the confirmations, etc., and the confluences that I found for this order block. So if I first go inside the order block, right, is this last down move before the up move which broke structure towards the upside. Now that's just simple, right? We know that this order block is valid because number 1, it's got high volume, right? We can see the volume picking up here. We can see the volume picking up right after the creation of that order block, exactly what we want. Second thing we look for is our break of structure towards the upside, right? And we have our break of structure here, and we have our break of structure here, right? This acting as a change of character, because previously on USDJPY, we had a short period of bearishness, right? And price was breaking structures towards the downside, and you can see the formation of lower lows and lower highs, right? And so I was waiting for my change of character, as I just showed you, and then we had an even nice break of structure, and again break of structure, right? Telling us that price is most likely moving towards being bullish, right? Because we had that period of bearishness, now moving into our phase of bullishness, right? So we've got that change of character, we've got that break of structure, right? And this 15-minute zone, as of back here, hadn't been mitigated yet. So we hadn't had mitigation, it was a valid zone, and so yeah, I was looking to trade this zone. And now we're going to move into extra confluences. First things first, imbalance straight away, right? Right here, we've got our area of imbalance, and special technique for the mentorship, check down below how we can use imbalance for our trades. Now, second confluence was using the fib. Swing low to that high, just as so. We can see we line up with the 0.79 perfectly, giving us that, that really nice entry zone, right? The optimum entry zone. Using the fib, you could also, place it here if you were like trying to be subjective about it. You could place the fib there or here, doesn't really matter. Both, signs point towards this zone being a premium zone, right? So we use the fib, we have the imbalance, and all confluence is showing price wanting to dip back into the zone and give us that entry. Now let's move on to step 2. So all of that was just step 1, right? Identifying the order block, finding the confluences necessary, etc. Now we're moving on to step 2, where we're going on to the actual entry itself and how I was able to grab that entry with the confirmations, right? So head on to the 3-minute time frame, which is one of our entry level time frames, and I'm just going to play price, right? So we've got our tapping into our zone. I have not entered yet. Like I said, I'm not just going to enter blindly off the 1. I'm going to wait for my confirmation, right? So a lot of price action has happened. Now, some of you guys may have interpreted this as a change of character and may have entered from here. I hadn't done that yet, or even here, right? And you'd probably be in profit now, and you'd probably just hold this trade forever now, until take profits. But I hadn't entered yet because I was actually observing a Wyckoff, and I was waiting for that Wyckoff to end. And I've already broken down this Wyckoff for the mentorship, so check out the mentorship down below. But that was the confirmation I was looking for. I was looking for, the various areas of a Wyckoff accumulation, and that's why I hadn't entered yet at one of at this really nice zone over here, because this zone is valid, right? This zone is very valid, and you could have gained your entry from here. However, I was waiting for a Wyckoff entry, so I hadn't entered yet, and it was about here when I spotted this 3-minute zone. I spotted that 3-minute zone, and I spotted this change of character right here, right? And then secondly, that break of structure right there, right? And that's when I wanted to enter from this trade, right? And now we can set our orders in at this zone, right? Stop loss all the way above, because like I said, we saw that change of character, so now we can expect a bullishness to return, right? And then we got 1 to 52 risk to reward. Now entry, so valid order block, change of character, break structure, high volume, unmitigated. All of the rules are being followed so far, right? And so now we're just gonna wait for price to tap into our zone. Now what's it called? So yeah, we're just gonna wait for price to tap into our zone, right? And again, more signs of bullishness are happening as price is breaking above these structures, right? Price is breaking above these structures, indicating that we are going to go bullish, right? And another form of change of character would be, yes, we are breaking structures towards the upside, but we are also leaving these lows, right? We are creating higher lows, right? Which is exactly what we want to see in terms of bullish structure, right? So now I'm just waiting for price to tap into my zone, as such. And in another thing you could notice is that these equal lows are developing, right at the imbalance on this 3-minute time frame, and then price taps us in. Now, first thing you want to do is manage the trade. So one take partial you could have already set was at this high over here, this lower high. So this is probably a 30-minute lower high. There you go. You could have set one take partial right there, just get overall take profits right there. One take partial at 1 to 8 risk to reward. Already 16 pips profit. Now what do? Set our stop loss to break even. And the rest of the trade is risk free. So now we're at step 3 of the trading plan, managing risk. So as you see, first take partial hit, stop loss to break even. Now we're holding this trade at risk free and we've made profit, right? So all we can do now is take partial at the next highs, or at contesting zones, or at imbalance, for example here. Right, so these are my next take partials. If you wanted to do it this way, right? And then there we go. Take partial, take partial, take partial, right? And remember, we're holding this in at risk free. And then we hit overall take profits right here. That was this really beautiful trade on USD JPY, hitting us in at a 1 to 52 risk to reward. If I just pull that up right now, yeah, so around a 1 to 55 risk to reward, something like that. And it was a really nice trade. We used my 3-step trading strategy, and I followed all of these rules, I followed all of these steps in order to execute this really nice trade. Now, thank you all for watching. Hope you guys can implement this into your own trading styles, and I'll see you guys in the next video.